First on 11Alive, a violent sequence of events in Clayton County ending with a canine officer and suspect both shot dead. Law enforcement fanning out for a teenage boy. 17-year-old Stephen Ford was one of 3 people law enforcement had sought. The other 2 suspects were quickly arrested. As law enforcement initially closed in on Ford, a Clayton County Police canine officer, Warrow, was shot and killed. 11Alive's Erica Murphy spent today in Jonesboro and shares with us how it all played out.
This case started early Saturday morning but ended several hours later behind these houses that you see here on West Avenue near Dixon Street in Jonesboro. Jonesboro police were initially called out to a hotel near Terra Boulevard for reports of suspicious activity involving 3 suspects just before 2 a.m. Clayton County Police Assistant Chief Bruce Parks says some of the suspects were already known to police.
Basically, they wanted to make contact with them and find out what's going on. Once they got their information, all suspects ended up running away.
Officers caught up with one of those suspects, 17-year-old Stephon Ford. However, Parks says Ford shot Warrow, a Clayton County canine officer who had been with the force for more than 2 years.
The dog got shot through the back. He had internal injuries. We were trying to fly him out, but upon trying to fly him out, then he went into cardiac arrest.
Hours later, police found Ford again. Once more, the teen pointed a gun at officers. Clayton County Police shot the teen, killing him.
We never want anything like this to happen. We try to use all our training and experience to bring it to an easy resolution, but this is not easy on us. It's not easy on the suspect's family, and it's something that is going to take a while to get by.
Reporting from Jonesboro, Erica Murphy, 11Alive News.
There are new details now on 3 overnight shootings within Metro Atlanta. This we told you about this morning. The shootings left 2 people dead, several others hurt, all within a span of 4 hours. Here is what we know. The first shooting was around 11:30 last night at a home on Orlando Street Southwest. Atlanta police saying 2 men got into an argument, then exchanged gunfire. Both men were shot. One victim taken to Grady for treatment. The other man had already been taken to the emergency room there. 90 minutes later, APD on the scene at a home on Norwood Road Southeast. The body of a 31-year-old man with a gunshot wound was found when officers arrived. He was taken to Grady, where he was pronounced dead. There's no word on what led up to that shooting. A similar scene discovered around 3 a.m. on Fairburn Road Northwest. The address matched up with the Fairburn Gordon apartments. One man shot, believed to be in his 40s, taken to Grady. He was pronounced dead there. This morning, the partial collapse at a parking garage sent one man to the hospital. This was at the site of a new public supermarket on Hank Aaron Drive. We are told tonight that somebody drove a crane up to the 2nd floor of the parking structure when the ground gave way and then collapsed. The collapse also resulted in a water line that ruptured. The driver of the crane was injured and taken to Grady. In a statement, Branch Properties, the company that owns the shopping center where the supermarket is located, described that person as unauthorized and had ignored warning signs about weight limits on top of the structure. The statement went on to say that the parking deck was constructed to the highest levels of safety and that repairs will soon be made.
The bottom line is that in the state of Georgia, as long as I'm governor, we're going to follow the law and the Constitution, regardless of who it helps or harms politically.
Governor Kemp earlier this week saying that he will not call for a special session of the Georgia legislature to investigate nor impeach Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. The announcement came as he offered an update on Georgia's response to Idalia, which struck the southeast U.S. this week. Governor Kemp called out an unnamed individual in the Georgia Assembly for calling a special session that he said would ignore current Georgia law, adding that it may ultimately prove to be unconstitutional. He also stressed that he hasn't seen any evidence that Willis's actions were unlawful.
In Georgia, we will not be engaging in political theater that only inflames the emotions of the moment. We will do what is right. We will uphold our oaths as public servants. And it's my belief that our state will be better off for it.
WXIA talked about the governor's comments with Meet the Press moderator Chuck Todd. He calls Governor Kemp the most interesting Republican in America and that he stood up to former President Trump and has remained strong within the Republican Party. Mr. Todd also says it was a bold move by the governor to make the statement on camera rather than in a tweet or in a press release.
I think he feels this air of confidence that he has, that he believes that, not only is he believe he's on the right side of history, but that he's on the right side of the law and the right side of where the Republican Party should be. And I thought his comment there was, he's trying to stand up that, look, if we're going to survive as a democracy, you got to accept sometimes that people on your side of the aisle commit crimes, and that you have to accept the investigation for what it is, even if the investigator on the other side happens to be a member of another party.
The ongoing legal battles for former President Trump will again be top of mind tomorrow on Meet the Press, 10 a.m. following the 11Alive weekend mornings. Right now, student loans will start accruing interest for the first time since the pandemic began 3 years ago in 2020. Tonight, Brandon Lewis from our Verified team answers your questions about a federal program that could help make some monthly loan payments more affordable.
Last month, the federal government started accepting applications for the Saving on a Valuable Education, or SAVE plan, to make student loan payments more affordable. The SAVE plan uses your monthly income and family size to calculate your monthly payment. It can even forgive a portion of the debt in some cases. But there's some confusion about what this means for interest on the loan. One Verify viewer emailed us to ask if the SAVE plan completely stops interest from accruing. So let's verify. Our sources are the U.S. Department of Education, the National Consumer Law Center, the White House, and the National Association of Student Financial Aid Administrators. If your application for the SAVE plan is accepted, then your monthly payment is adjusted, usually reducing what you owe. But since you're paying less each month, the Education Department will actually waive any unpaid interest, helping borrowers avoid compounding debt. For example, if $50 in interest accumulates each month, but your adjusted SAVE plan payment is only $30, then you won't have to pay the remaining $20. So, no, the SAVE plan does not stop interest from accruing. You'll just pay less interest each month without racking up more debt. The Education Department estimates borrowers on the SAVE plan will see their total payments drop by 40%, with a typical graduate saving nearly $2,000 a year. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
As always, if you hear or see something online you want us to verify, send us an email. You can also text Verify to the number on your screen.
What a beautiful day today. We're looking out over Athens towards Sanford Stadium, where I couldn't put together a better football forecast if I tried. Temperatures right now are in the 80s across much of North Georgia. We're at 82 in Atlanta right now. Humidity is low. There's a little bit of a breeze, but it's really comfortable. Out of the east-southeast, about 7 miles per hour. That low humidity is what's really making it feel the best, I think. Temperatures right now are mainly in the low 80s. We're at 81 in Marietta, 80 in Canton, 80 up towards Gainesville, but there are some spots where we're in the 70s. 79 right now in Carrollton, 77 in Covington, as well as Clayton, and our conditions on the radar look clear as well. We did start off the morning with a decent amount of cloud coverage, but we've been slowly picking away at that cloud cover all day, and now we're left with mostly clear conditions. A lot of us seeing wall-to-wall sunshine with just a little bit of cloud cover hanging out towards the west and then the south of the Atlanta metro area. We'll hang on to sunshine through the next couple of days, and a very quiet weather pattern awaits us. That is all thanks to a ridge of high pressure that is set up across the southeastern United States, and this is just going to kind of park itself here for the next few days, not allowing for much in the way of cloud cover and certainly no rainfall through at least the rest of the holiday weekend, as well as into the start of next week. Our humidity today is the lowest that it will be over the course of the next few days, but even as it starts to climb, it still remains kind of on the comfortable to humid range. It will still be very pleasant humidity-wise, especially in the afternoons over the next few days. And with lower humidity, our temperatures overnight fall quickly. So by tomorrow morning, we'll wake up to low to mid 60s, right around 64 in Atlanta. To put that into perspective, if you woke up this morning and you thought, oh, it's so nice, it's cool, we were still at 68 degrees in Atlanta. So it's going to be a good 4 to 5 degrees cooler tomorrow morning in most spots compared to where we were today. And your forecast for tomorrow arguably looks even better. It is going to be a little bit hotter tomorrow in the afternoon. High temperatures will climb up into the mid to upper 80s, but again, with the low humidity, that should be really comfortable. We'll enjoy almost nothing but sunshine, some high clouds here and there as we hit our high temperatures, which are exactly where they should be for this time of year. Unfortunately, it is going to start warming up a little bit over the next few days, but we've got 2 perfect 11s on the wazometer for Sunday as well as for Monday. So the weather couldn't be better for this long weekend for many. On our wazometer, that's a perfect 11. That's as good as you can do as far as our forecast is concerned. Temperatures will climb to right around 90 by Monday, and then we're back into the mid 90s by Wednesday and Thursday. That's also when we may start to introduce the possibility of a couple isolated showers into Thursday and Friday, but rain chances are spotty. The tropics right now are also still very active. We of course have post-tropical cyclone Idalia, and that is moving off towards the east. No impact further to the continental U.S. at this point. We have tropical storm Gert. We also have tropical storm Katya, and then another area with a 70% chance of development over the course of the next 7 days. So nothing at this point poses an immediate threat to the continental U.S., but we'll be watching all these tropical systems. Our 7-day outlook does look fantastic. More cloud cover starts to build in by Tuesday. It'll start to get maybe a little muggier, a little bit hotter, but should still be comfortable with the only chance for rainfall and low chances at that coming Thursday and Friday.